What are you holding on to?
I sold my soul.
Yes. Let it come out. Let that come all the way out. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I sold my soul for what? How about a house, a car, a vacation? What did you sell your soul for?
I sold my soul to have a life that I wanted, that I never had.
Yeah. A material life. Yeah. Let that come out. Come on, you're doing so good. Let it come all the way out. Good. Yeah, let it come out. This is a major breakthrough for Miss Sharice, recognizing that she gave up any chance at internal happiness in order to get external validation, and that is never the answer. But today, she can choose to be different. They both can. The thing that I just don't understand is why both of you can't just do this and let it all go. Because that's ridiculous.
Well, she passed away in 2012 from a drug overdose at the hotel in Beverly Hills.
Tonight we were going there too. We were going to Klaus' party. We go every year.
Yeah.
And when I never forget being in the kitchen, and I sat there and I was froze. And I saw that she passed away, and I was just like, we can't go to this.
Yeah.
And I didn't go.
Yeah, that was a tragedy.
I don't even know how they still had that event. 3 hours later, right? 3 hours later, they had the event. And yeah, that was the worst thing. That was probably the worst thing I've ever experienced. Because literally 3 months before that, we were just talking about, matter of fact, I had a message on my machine like 2 weeks before she passed away saying, Rodney, we need to make light of the world music. She left a message on my phone.
Do you still have this audio?
I don't know. I might have backed it up somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But she said that we need to make light of the world music. And I was like, I called her back. I'm like, oh, I got your message. She was like, yeah, we need to make an album and it needs to be light of the world music. And I was like, okay.
Right, because leading up to her death, I mean, she was looking bad. She was unbelievably skinny. She was gaunt, looked like a skeleton. And I remember watching the documentary, and I mean, even Clive Davis was like, she had some big award show or whatever, and Clive was like, I'm not going to go to this. You look too bad. And she's like, no, I'm getting better. I've gained a little bit of weight. And she was struggling with her demons. I mean, she was struggling with drug addiction. So it's just a shame. And to make matters even worse, her daughter ended up dying in a similar kind of situation.
Yes. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah. And then the boyfriend ended up dying as well, like recently. Just that the tragedy around that whole thing was just horrific.
Yeah, because the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah. And he's not satisfied. He doesn't care about just one soul. He wants to take down as many as he can. Yeah. He wants people around to be miserable and unhappy, sad, whatever it takes.
Yeah, man, such a loss. Such a loss.
Such a loss.
Yeah.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to come it up. It's hilarious.
Who wants to pray to the devil with me? Who's in with me? Come on, hey, let me see those horns. Let me see those horns. Metal, metal, metal. Hand to the person next to you. Come on, lady. Dear Dark Lord Satan, hope everything's good with you. I'm doing fine myself. Just want to say hi and ask you to grant tonight's nominees continued success in the music industry. How's that?
Metal. Very metal.
Thank you.
And I'll be honest, I've never told this story before. And I feel like I'm just going to say it because I feel like you should know. Anyway, before we signed it though, I was a bit off on it. And because the pressure was a bit much, it was like, sign it. And I remember speaking to my old manager, right? And if I'm lying, I'm flying. He's phoned me and we're in the studio and I put him on loudspeaker, old manager. And he's like, yeah, like, what are you lot thinking about the deal? We're like, yeah, we want to sign it, but we want to wait and see what happens. And like, on God Shams, yeah, his voice changed in like a demon's voice. Sign the deal. Sign it now. Sign it. I got so shook, I threw my phone on the floor. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Wallahi. And me and Crep just staring at the phone on the floor like, what the fuck? His voice just changed into like a gremlin. And all he kept saying is, sign the deal, sign the deal, sign the deal. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I dropped the phone and stepped back like this, and we're just staring at the phone for about 3 minutes. Like, I'm like, did you hear that, bro? He's like, yeah, bro, like, what the fuck's that? Like, that's mad. So I picked up the phone and I phoned back my manager, like, yo, bro, like, what happened to your voice, bro? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, your voice changed, bro. He's like, what are you talking about? So from then, I was a bit, this is a bit funny. Ended up signing the deal anyway, but I was like 5 hours late. They still signed it. I was a bit skeptical. If you watch the video back, my face is a bit like,
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. I don't know if I was over.
I got a message I want to give to my fans. Listen, I know y'all been watching my page and I've been depressed lately. Y'all don't know why, but I want to tell y'all I apologize and I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but as far as this music stuff, I won't be doing this music stuff anymore. I started this because this was my dream, and you know, I wanted to make sure I could get me and my kids out the hood. It's always been my passion to rap. A while ago, I had signed a contract and I didn't know nothing about the business or this game out here. And just right now, I'm realizing that I signed my soul. I sold my soul to the devil. I signed myself to the devil. I don't even own myself no more. I sold my soul to the motherfucking devil, and I done prayed. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. You know, and it's just like, I don't know if God can get me out of this, you know, and it's just like to the point where I don't even know, like, I can't. I just want to say I'm sorry to my fans. I know y'all love me. I know y'all believe in me, but I can't. I didn't know what I was.
It'd be a club brawl, it'd be a fight, it'd be a shootout, whatever it took. I had a group of guys, and we wanted to be rappers. Our name, PKO, it was actually like drug weights, you know, like pounds, kilos, ounces. The desire to succeed was at such a high rate that I would have sold my soul to get to the top. We got ourselves in a bunch of hairy situations. It wouldn't be anything for me to have $10,000 to $15,000 in my pocket. It became more than just rap. Now it's really about drugs. Once we got to that situation, things took off. I mean, we began to make a lot of money. Porsches, Benzes, big dookie chains, it cost a lot of money. Diamond rings, watches, houses. We began to buy very, very popular nightclubs. And at that time, I thought, this is it. This is the life. Gaining cars, girls, jewelry. I was having a lot of fun. It seemed like the party was all good. Hanging out with the buddies was all good. But then I'm laying in my bed at night. It's me and my conscience. And my conscience is saying, this is not well. And me thinking, let me go buy something about Porsche. I get excited for a week, but it wouldn't leave me alone that something wasn't right. There was a problem. That thought of not being satisfied, it just wouldn't go away. Well, when you look back on it, there's a hunger in my heart that these things are not filling. I took a liking to a girl, and so I would follow this girl to church. I went to church, and the preacher began to preach about how unless I had this Christ, that I was going to be condemned to hell. The Bible says, repent and believe the gospel. I was really blown away by that. I was thinking, me? Going to hell? What is this man talking about? You know, growing up in church, Sunday after Sunday, you got a Bible, you dressed up. That's what I thought church was. It's what you do. You put tithes in the basket. It's what you do. And it wasn't that way this time. This time I'm there, and the Lord's allowing me to see my true condition, and my true condition that I was not right with God. That's scary. You know, it's real scary to just think I'm at odds with my Creator. At this particular time, I began to cry out to the Lord, Lord, save me, forgive me, help me. And the glorious thing was God did just that. He awakened me, he opened my eyes. God gave me new life. It moved you to tears to know that the loss that a person has to go through in life sometimes just for God to bring them to that point, and it moves you to tears to know that people are blind, like I was. The only way, the only truth, the only life is found in Christ. He saved sinners, came into the world to save sinners. That's good news.
Martin Scorsese used to be the high priest of the LA group, but 6 years ago he was replaced by Jim Carrey. And, I was just so shocked when I heard that Jim Carrey was involved with the whole thing. I guess the real Jim Carrey was in Living Color, and somewhere after leaving Living Color, joined the Satanism sect of Hollywood, got demons to help him become a better actor and more funny. And so now when you see him acting out his comedian roles, you're seeing the demons that he has work through him. Jim Carrey's daughter was is joining American Idol show. I didn't even know he had a daughter. And she wasn't that fantastic of a singer, I guess. But you know what? When the whole season starts with American Idol, like, they're going to say no. Okay, everybody knows who Jim Carrey is. He's the high priest of L.A. His daughter wants on American Idol. She's getting on American Idol. I would have died laughing if one of them had said no. That would have shown kahunas. So, wasn't shocked to find out the number 2 guy behind Jim Carrey in Hollywood is Robert Shapiro, O.J. Simpson, one of his top attorneys. He's the number 2 guy in Hollywood. And also that Al Gore spent a lot of time with the satanic groups in Hollywood because he wants attention. He wants media attention. Whenever he comes out with something stupid like global warming or something totally false and made up and imaginable, he'll get all the media attention he wants for it because he rubs shoulders and eats poop with all these people in Hollywood. Because I asked, what group does he go to? Chicago or Texas or D.C.? And I was told he goes out to L.A. I was shocked. And so, there's big groups everywhere. The Satanists have groups in every city. If you're in New York, you're going to answer to George Soros. He's the high priest in New York.
Who's the puppet master? George Soros.
So, George, Glenn Beck has been on this kick that you are actually the mastermind who is trying to bring down the American government.
Of the satanic cult there. It's George Soros who's replaced David Rockefeller because David Rockefeller is getting too ill. So now you have George Soros, who's the high priest of New York City. If you go to Chicago, you're going to answer to Penny Pritzker. If you go to San Francisco, you're going to answer to Nancy Pelosi. If you go to Texas, you're going to answer to John Paul DeJoura. And so, in L.A., it's Jim Carrey. When you're in a group, you have someone you answer to. John Paul DeJoura in Texas, everybody will know who he is when I mention this. He's the one behind Paul Mitchell Hair Products. In fact, he was a business partner with, I don't know if it was Paul Mitchell direct or that him and his business partner created Paul Mitchell Products. But he killed his partner when he realized how wealthy he could get over these products. And so he's behind all the Paul Mitchell Hair Salon products. He's also behind the Patron Ultra Tequila, some kind of tequila alcohol that's out. And so he's made billions off of hair products and tequila. And he is the high priestess of Texas. What's interesting about Texas is that Joel Osteen was just nominated, I guess promoted to be the spirit counselor for the Houston area. And I've told you all these religious people are Satanists, folks, and it's Paul White and Joel Osteen both are spirit counselors for their areas, for their area groups, and they're the ones that are in charge of recruiting and keeping tabs on people inside the group. They help run the group's day-to-day operations. They talk to spirits about what people inside the group are doing. If you're in a satanic group or brotherhood or whatever part, they keep tabs on you 24/7. There are demons who watch you. And if you're not doing something that would please Satan, they report you to people that are in your occultic group. And so, Joel Osteen would be the one that these demons go to and say, hey, this woman over here, she's not doing enough dirty, evil deeds. And then Joel could report that to the high priest or priestess, and that woman would be in trouble. I mean, you're not free in these things. You're very tightly controlled and watched. And like I said, everybody has a ministry. So this is Joel Osteen's ministry for Satan, being a spirit counselor within the occultic group. And remember, they don't call demons friendly spirits, or demons. They call them friendly spirits. No surprise. And no one knows how to use demons more than Joel Osteen does. Kenneth Copeland, all of them involved. They all just basically sit back and watch because they've already been through the ranks, already at the top, and they move over to give other people access to positions. I mean, you don't get much worse when you're already so far up at the top that you hear from Satan direct himself. I mean, because I was asking, well, why aren't Bill Clinton or George Bush or Hillary Clinton or Dick Cheney, why aren't these people priestesses, high priests and high priestesses? It's because they already hear from Satan direct. He already speaks to them directly, so they don't have to be a high priest or high priestess. He speaks to them directly and tells them what to do. They take their orders directly from Satan. If you're in an occultic group, you take your orders from the high priest or high priestess, and he doesn't think you've sacrificed enough. There was a conversation where Jim Carrey told John Travolta he didn't have a good enough sacrifice. So he told him he had to sacrifice his son or his wife, and made John Travolta choose between his son or his wife. One of them was going to be sacrificed. So what did we hear about 2 or 3 years ago? We heard about how his son fell in the bathroom on vacation and died. Yeah, that was John's decision. That was his sacrifice for Jim Carrey and Satan. Because you can only kill animals for so long, folks.